Okay, so battle report. Kings of War. This is our first attempt at a siege game, so yeah, should be fun. I'm playing the Undead. Harry's playing the Kingdoms of Men. We're all deployed and set up, so let's see what have you got over here, Harry.
A troop of mounted scouts.
Oh yeah.
A hero on Pegasus with the diadem of dragonkind.
Yeah, what's up here?
A regiment of spikemen.
Pikemen, yeah.
Pikemen. 2 mounted artilleries on each side.
So okay, so we're counting these as the towers. Actually, in the rules, they're supposed to be a fraction higher, but we didn't have the right castle for that. But it doesn't matter. It's academic.
2 hordes of bowmen.
Okay, so each wall section can garrison 1 unit. So he's got a horde of bowmen, and what's this in the middle?
A horde of riflemen.
So that's crossbowmen upgraded with rifles. Yeah. And then in the inside,
a troop of knights.
Yeah.
A wizard with heal.
So you give him heal as well as what? Fireball.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a armoured.
The army standard bearer.
Bearer. A pikeman regiment.
That's a spearman phalanx, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another mounted scouts, troop of mounted scouts, and a hero on a winged beast.
Okay, and you've what sort of defence equipment have you took?
I've got the secret stronghold.
Sacred stronghold, yeah.
Radiance of life, so every turn you get.
Okay, so every wall heals 1 wound to a garrisoned unit on it.
Fortress of flame, so every wall's got D6 fireball.
So that's nasty. Did you take buttresses? Yes, that just ups the nerve by 2 of the wall sections.
And then 2 tunnels.
Yeah, well that's the other thing. You've got 2 units starting in reserve, haven't you? So what are these?
A horde of fanatics.
Yeah.
And another regiment of pikemen.
That's right. And so you'll notice these post-it notes. You'll notice these post-it notes. And these represent the tunnels. Now there's 4 of them. 1, 2 and A and B, and I don't know which 2 are actually going to have these men pop out, because they're basically tunneling underneath, and it can pop out on me from his turn 2 onwards. So I'll go on to show you my list now. Right, so this is my list. So I've got the a troop of Soul Reaver infantry with a ladder. I've got a regiment of wights. Special character behind there, Morgoth the Faceless. And then this is a horde of werewolves with a siege tower, which has just been knocked up with matchsticks and lollipop sticks and the like, spare bits. A bomb cart. A unit of skeleton warriors with another ladder at the back there. A Gorblight. A regiment of ghouls with a battering ram, again homemade. Then behind here there's a necromancer on a horse, and then there's Lady Leona, the vampire, special character. Regiment of zombies with a ladder. Another one of the homemade siege towers, which I'm quite chuffed with, as you can probably tell. And a horde of ghouls, a regiment of revenants with a ladder, and a troop, I should say, of wraiths. So yeah, that's that. This is the setup. So we've got little sort of farm buildings, stream, river running through. Playing on a 6x4, and we're going to roll for first turn now. Okay, so I went first. Harry actually won the roll off and chose to give me the first turn purely because all of his shooting is range 24, and because we started more than 24 apart, he wouldn't have been able to do much. So I've advanced. So these Soul Reavers have done it at the double, just in a straight line. These guys, the wights, have shambled. They're flying forward, but they didn't have enough move to get over the house, so they stopped just behind it. The werewolves have done at the double. Both the ghouls have done at the double. And the bomb cart. These guys actually kept up by having Surge cast on them 3 times by Morgoth, the Necromancer, and Leona. This is just shambled up behind the Gorblight, and then over here, the zombies have shambled up. The ghouls have legged it at the double, and these 2 units have just shambled up. So that's it really. We'll come back to you when Harry's had his turn 1.
So I just moved my troop of mounted scouts up a little bit to shoot at them, but did nothing. Moved the Pegasus, hero on the Pegasus, up out of these line of sight. I shot both of these bowman troops at a ghoul, which ended up killing them. I shot the blisters at the towers, but didn't do much, as you can see.
A wound there.
Yeah. Shot the rifleman at the bomb cart, which ended up killing.
Yeah, so this is what he's actually routed of his shooting. So the bomb cart wagon, whatever it's called, and a regiment of ghouls with my lovely crafted battering ram. So I'm not happy. They had designs upon his gates, but no longer. So yeah, not a bad first turn for Harry.
Also moved these up a little bit.
Yeah, he shuffled them up a little bit. Yeah. So you get defense 6 if you carrying a siege tower, and so that's pretty good against bow fire. Although they're 95 points for a horde to have one, so it's pricey. So yeah, we're going to go on to my turn 2, and in Harry's turn 2, he's got a possibility of his tunnels being used on a 4+, so that'll be interesting. Okay, so that's my turn 2 just done. Just some friendly spell casting and some movement really. So down here, the Soul Reavers have done it at the double, just straight forward. The Whites have come from behind the building to cover this threat here and the potential tunnel threat. The Werewolves have at the doubled forward. Morgoth following behind. These guys, the Skeletons, moved a little bit, but then they've had Surge cast on them by 1, 2, 3 casters. Oh no, 2 casters, sorry, because he surged the Necromancer surged the Gorblight up a bit, so that's why they're quite advanced. The zombies have shambled up a bit, but have blocked really. The Ghouls have moved forward, ready to set up a charge for next turn. The Revenants are close behind, and the Wraith troop again have just moved forward, but shambling. So yeah, that's my turn 2. So we're about to do Harry's. Oh, I did a little heal as well on the wounded werewolf unit, so that's back to full strength now. So no wounds anywhere, and everybody's moving forward.
So my turn 2's just ended. I fell back with the troop of mounted scouts, so I could shoot the castle fireball at them. They came out of the tunnel. The pikemen unfortunately didn't make the roll, got a 1. And the Pegasus, here on the Pegasus, went up, scuffed his roll up for 8 fireball.
Oh yeah, he totally fluffed his fireball dice, didn't he? He didn't do any damage. As actually, they all the fireball from the wall and the shooting fluffed the dice as well there, and didn't do any damage either, did they? No. You've done a bit of movement here, haven't you?
Stayed, shot up, did 1 wound.
Yeah, they wounded the Revenants, which was quite lucky.
The hero on a winged beast did quite good. He moved up, charged, and got 5 wounds.
Yeah. Well, they did manage to hold though, didn't they? Just about.
Yeah,
he needed like a 7 and
4,
rolled a
I think.
4 or something. Yeah.
Then for shooting phase, I shot my blister at the siege tower.
Well, basically everything on this front row just shot, and the end result was 2 wounds to the werewolf unit, and he totally wiped out the skeleton regiment. So yeah, I've lost another regiment, so it's really going badly for the undead at the minute. But next turn, we're on the castle walls of our siege towers, so things could change a bit next turn in my favour. Anyway, my turn 3 coming up. Right, so the undead have just had their turn 3. So over here, the Whites charged the Fanatics and attacked them. Did okay, did 6 wounds to them, but it wasn't enough to cause any kind of rout. Over here, the Soul Reaver troop charged these guys who are now dead and slaughtered them utterly. Got really lucky, actually, absolutely slaughtered them and just formed up to face this wall. The Werewolves charged the wall here and did like 12 wounds on these archers, so they're pretty badly damaged. Over here, which you can just about see, Lady Leona attacked the gate and got a bit unlucky actually, what did 3 wounds on it. The wizards between them healed everything, that's all they did really. So he had a wound from shooting that got healed, and they had 2 wounds that got healed. The ghouls in the siege tower charged the archers here and did, was it 10 wounds, Harry?
Yes.
Yeah.
8.
8 wounds, so not too bad. Zombies shambled up. The revenants shambled up. The wraiths countercharged on the general and did 3 wounds on him, but he was fine. So yeah, at least I've drawn some human blood now. It's about time. So it's going to be over to Harry for his turn 3.
So for my turn 3 just ended. The fanatics countercharged the whites.
Yeah, they've killed the poor whites. They got a bit chatty with a really good roll, didn't they?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Then for the rest of the movement, the scouts charged the ghouls on the siege tower.
In the flank.
Then the counter-charge. Hero on a Pegasus just moved up, ready to charge next turn.
The knights charged out the door, didn't they?
Knights charged and Lady Leonis did 1 wound.
But they did rubbish actually. They got a bit unlucky on that and just did a wound on her.
Yeah. And the army standard bearer moved up to heal, which actually took 3 wounds off, but then they took 1 off because of the wall.
Yeah, so he did quite a bit of healing, didn't he?
And then these took 4.
Yeah.
And then that was the movement phase. For the shooting phase, oh yeah, these counter-charged as well on these siege towers.
Yeah, they did a bit of damage actually, didn't they? But we'll come to that. But in the shooting, you did a lot of damage on the Garblight, didn't you? 8 wounds.
I did 8 wounds. So the Rifleman Horde shot at the Goldblight as well as the tower.
Yeah.
And the 2...
The castle wall.
Walls.
Yeah, you got a fireball off on these, didn't you? Did a couple of wounds on the Soul Reavers.
2 wounds off the fireball.
The odd wound here and there. So there's 1 on the Revenants there off that ballista.
Did quite a few wounds on them.
Well, yeah, in the combat here,
not a lot, but
he fought back, did a couple, but they passed. Did 2 more wounds. They survived it.
Didn't get very lucky on these.
It went with his fighting back. He did 3 wounds there on the werewolves and
7 wounds.
8 there,
wounds,
wasn't it? Yeah, with the counter charge and the fighting back there. So
double attack.
So yeah, the only thing that actually died though was these boys who were about to go back in the box. So now it's going to be my turn 4. Okay, so my turn 4 really swung things actually for the undead. We did a bit of manoeuvring. We moved the 2 magic users here and we did a really pathetic heal on the Garblight of like 1 wound, and we tried to lightning bolt this guy but just fluffed it completely. So it didn't start off well. There was a flank charge here from the Revenants into these scouts. These counter charged. The Soul Reavers charged the wall. No, actually, the Soul Reavers got really lucky because they needed like 60s to hit because he had Phalanx, Ensnare and Hindered. But they rolled like 4 of them. And they actually managed to waver with a double 12, the pikemen. So they're wavered, but only 2 wounds on them. The werewolves defeated the bowmen and took the wall. That's all he's dead over there. He's had a bit of a bad turn for deaths. Lady Leona and the Garblight, who charged in as well, took out the night troop and have moved in onto the gate again. The ghouls rolled ridiculously well and absolutely wiped out the other bowmen and took the wall there. So it's not looking so good now for the old castle. The undead have breached the walls. So hard to know who's going to win at the moment though. Okay, so on to Harry's turn 4.
So my turn 4 just ended. I moved the Fanatics down the hill to go in the charge with the Necromancer. These got nerves last round, so they couldn't really do anything.
Oh yeah, they wavered, didn't they? So they just stayed there.
He moved up to Fireball. They also shot. These, what took last turn? Then counter-charged. They finally came out of the tunnel.
Yeah, the pikemen have popped up out of a tunnel, yeah.
You
can't move when you come out of a tunnel, you can't move until next turn, but they're in a nasty position.
He counter-charged, didn't do much. Got unlucky with the wave roll.
Yeah, he could have wavered them on like a 5 or something and he rolled a 4, so that was... Or routed them rather. The shooting did quite a bit... They got a bit unlucky really, but did 8 wounds on the zombies, but then he rolled a double 1, so they didn't care at all about that. And with your spells, what do you do with your spell casting? He's got the Shroud of the Saints, so he healed them.
He healed just the 1 wound I had left, and he shot a fireball at them, didn't do anything.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're going to have my 5th turn coming up. Okay, so I've just had my turn 5. Yeah, so my turn 5. So went pretty well, really. This was a start as wavered, so took a few more wounds off him and wavered him. These were just about faced to respond to the threat of these pikemen. Morgoth the Faceless moved over here and zapped off with a lightning bolt the scouts, the mounted scouts that were there. The zombies have just about faced. With our spells, we've done a little bit of healing. The Necromancer moved out of the way here and healed himself. The werewolves and the ghouls combined to attack the riflemen, kill them. And Leona and the Garblight combined to smash the door, so the door's now ineffectual. And the Soul Reavers actually should have only been... I forgot that you don't... Yeah, I did it slightly wrong last time, but they should have been getting a -2. One for Phalanx and one for Hindered, which they did, but they did okay and managed to do 3 wounds on the pikemen on the walls, and that should actually be life leached back to no damage on them. So yeah, they're doing well. So Harry's turn 5 coming up now, where he looks like he can rear charge my guys over here, my wraiths, and he's not far off being able to get his fanatics in. But yeah, the castle is looking like it's almost mine now then. Anyway, turn 5 for Harry coming up.
So my end of my turn 5. The fanatics moved up to get the charge for next turn. They
fought that, didn't they, over there?
Okay. Didn't do anything.
No.
Like usual. These charged, killed them, did 8 wounds out of 45.
Yeah. So
Still enough to kill him.
They did good. Needed 60
He couldn't fight, he got wavered last turn.
He charged Morgoth,
He charged
didn't you?
for 2 wounds.
Yeah.
Failed on the roll. And then for shooting, I killed zombies.
Yeah.
The shooting
So he
phase.
basically shot the zombies up with his 2 ballistas and his fireballs out of his castle. And he also did a wound or 2, didn't you, on the...
Yeah, on the zombie. I did
ghouls.
2 wounds on the ghouls with the fireball.
His spearmen have come out into the courtyard as well.
Killed 2 wounds off them, and
Yeah.
that was...
So yeah, that's what I lost this turn. So it's not a bad turn for Harry there. Don't know who's winning at the minute. I'll have to add up in a bit. So my turn 6 coming up. Potentially last turn. Obviously there can be a 7th on a 4 up in Kings of War. So
Hopefully not.
yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we've just done my turn 6. So the Revenants charged here, but really didn't do very well. Just did 1 wound. Morgoth just fled out of combat with his flying ability. Over here, Necromancer on the horse did a lightning bolt, which did a couple of wounds on the fanatics, but to no great avail. The Soul Reavers tried to get up the wall again and did do a couple of wounds on the pikemen, but not enough to do any good. The werewolves tore up the tower artillery easily. The ghouls charged off the wall and attacked the spear phalanx, but were repelled. Did about 4 wounds, but didn't actually rout it or anything. So that could be my last turn. So we've yet to find out. So over to Harry for turn 6 for him.
So that's the end of my turn 6. We rolled for turn 2nd, got 1. So
there's no turn 7, yeah. So this is actually the
for
end of the game.
movement, all these charged over there and ended up killing.
Oh, yeah, they killed the Revenants unit, didn't they?
Yep. Fanatics just turned, they couldn't do anything anyway. These countercharged.
Did a couple of
These
wounds.
2 healed.
Yeah.
Both of these.
Yeah, there wasn't enough to cause any deaths there, any further
Yeah.
deaths, so basically that ended like
Did a
that,
couple of
really.
wounds on them, but didn't get enough.
Yeah, I could have done with another turn, really, to get these all into combat, but...
Shot the gold.
Oh, yeah,
was
he
it?
did, he shot the Garblight, yeah.
And killed it with the...
So, yeah, they
Buster,
died.
luckily. And then
That's it, really, that just remains for us to add up points, and then we'll just do a little final score video and see who won. So we've just played the basic kill scenario, as it's our first game at Siege. There are 3 that you can do, or you can roll randomly for them. One is like to destroy walls, one is to kill. I can't remember what they are, but we just played the simplest one of scoring kill points. So we'll add that up, and then we'll get back and see who won. So the game's finished, and it was good fun. Our first Siege game. We've just totted up, and actually it was Harry's scored 970 and I've scored 1080, and the difference has got to be more than 10%. 250 of these is 2,000 points, plus you get another 500, i.e. 25% for siege equipment. So yeah, it was a draw because nobody scored quite enough points to take the win, but we had fun and we've learned a lot for what's good and what isn't so good in these siege games. So next time we have a more competitive game, we shall know what we're picking a bit more. Anyway, thanks for watching.